I'm Melissa Torres.
And I'm Marmie Leach.
And this is Movin with Mel and Marm. How are you doing?
Good. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Can you believe that 2023 is over? Or almost over?
I feel like it flew by, and you always say that, but it always does.
I know. I think this year especially felt way faster.
Yes.
Like, I know that so much happened this year, but at the same time, I feel like nothing. I did nothing.
I know. It's all a blur. Like, I'm thinking back to, like, what I did in 2023, and I'm like, I don't really do much, but I did, but I didn't.
Yeah, one thing I did this year for our Christmas cards is I went back and put a bunch of family photos in, and I was like, oh yeah, we went to Florida. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
And all these things. So I think I'm going to start doing that from now on.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah, it was fun to look back on everything. And that's exactly what we're doing in this episode with the real estate market.
We're taking a look back.
Yep, taking a snapshot of what we saw in 2024 or 2023, I'm getting ahead of myself, and what we're going to see, our predictions for 2024.
I love it. Let's get into it.
Interest rates were the number one topic of 2023.
Constantly the talk of the town.
Yes. It made a huge impact on affordability with already increased prices. And then the interest rates topped out at over 8% towards the end of October. So it really made a big impact on the market. And we saw mortgage applications drop to the lowest point since 1995.
Yeah. So crazy. I think the rates in January started in the 6s.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think it was around end of October, we saw them hit right around 8%.
Mm-hmm.
And it sure died down.
Yeah. And there were some predictions of thinking that it was going to top at 10%. Luckily, we did not see that. And they've started to creep slowly back down. But it definitely made a big impact on the buyer activity.
Interest rates have been driving buyer activity a lot lately. And it's interesting because while the rates are high, they're not as high as they've been in the past, but we just had that crazy low interest rates for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Not normal. I don't think they'll ever be that low again.
Right.
Anytime soon. So I think it was just quite a change. And then with the prices going up, all of a sudden what you can buy has changed too.
Right. It was a big shock, to be able to swallow where the interest rates were. And then because the prices have increased so much, the payments just made a big change.
Yeah.
And we saw, in Texas, we're a big property tax state. So that made a big difference on payments as well. So affordability was a conversation in conjunction to the interest rates.
Yeah, we had buyers who needed to buy a home who sort of kind of adjusted what they were looking for price-wise because of the interest rates.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And because of the interest rates, we really saw some shifts in negotiation. So, and this was from a listing standpoint and then also a buyer standpoint. So for listings, listing agents would get creative of, instead of doing a price reduction, maybe offering a buyer's concession to help buy down the interest rate, because a lower amount of money in a concession would actually make a bigger impact on the buyer's payment. So
that's correct. And in order to buy down that rate further, it has to be a seller credit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we sell seller credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
this is the fastest we've ever seen rates go up.
Mm-hmm.
This is not normal, the way the rates went up. So just trying to fight the inflation.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing with negotiations that we saw, it was the give the seller everything stopped. We didn't see appraisal waivers, free lease backs, waived option periods. Those things came back into play to give the buyer some more time to breathe.
Yeah.
They didn't have to go look at a house and decide right then and there if they needed to put an offer. So it shifted more, it was a little bit more give and take on both sides of the equation.
Sellers started paying title again.
Yep.
I would say that's still a little 50-50. It used to be that seller always paid title.
Mm-hmm. And I think it depends too, because there are still some multiple offer situations. So in specific neighborhoods, depending on the listing pricing strategy, depending on like move-in ready homes are super popular. Like that's
There's
what
always
everybody
a
wants.
demand.
Yeah. So it definitely depends on each. It's like very micro.
And we also saw like buyers who may have liked a house but took their time to think about it may have missed out on it.
Yeah.
Even if that house didn't get multiple offers.
I had that happen.
Yeah. I think some buyers had it in their head that they just had all the time in the world when that wasn't always the case.
Right. Yeah. So next to interest rates, pricing has been a big topic of conversation. So there's definitely some prospective buyers that are questioning, should we wait? Is the market going to basically fall out from underneath us and our price is going to go way down?
I always tell buyers, like my mantra is that you can never time the market. I mean, if we all knew how to time the market, then we'd be super rich and we probably wouldn't be selling you real estate. We'd be buying real estate ourselves. But you really can't. And so if you're in a position where like it is the time for you to buy, you need to move, or you need to buy your first house, like I would just buy when it makes sense for you. You really can't figure out like, oh, pricing is going to go down. I'm going to wait, because as soon as you wait, it's going to go up again.
Yeah. I like the saying that buying a house is like planting a tree. The best time to have done it was yesterday. The second best time is today.
Amen.
So yeah, we never really know exactly what's going to happen. There's so many variables. I mean, interest rates and affordability is only one variable in like predicting the economics in the real estate market. But even with this crazy inflation and rising in interest rates, did we see a little price just decreasing? Yes. Did we see 20%, decreases? No, we didn't.
No. I think the highest decrease was Denton County, and it was about 2.5%.
Yeah.
So if you think about like 2.5% is by no means a crash. I think it's just a little bit of an adjustment from the market being slightly inflated.
Right.
But I mean, when we're talking the market being inflated, like it went up 20% year after year from like 2020 to 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So 2.5% is nothing.
Right. And, the conversation is more of, okay, how long should I plan to stay in the house? We had a unique situation that if you bought in 2020, you can make a lot of money if you bought or if you sold in a year.
Totally.
That's not a normal thing.
I think we've said this before, but like real estate is a conservative investment.
Yes.
It's not, you're not here to make like a quick buck.
Right.
The fact that some people made a quick buck from like 2020 to 2022, that was not normal.
Yeah. And if that would have continued, it would have been unsustainable. So
yeah,
that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
Since you are way more trendy than I am, Marmie, tell me what you saw with the design trends in 2023.
Okay. Design is like a passion of mine. I can't say I'm like good at it, but I try. I'm one of those people that like starts a project and then never like finishes a room.
Yeah.
But a lot of trends we saw in 2023 we're getting away from all white. So like kitchens, we saw a lot of natural wood, some more creamier tones, natural stone.
The return of the wallpaper.
Yes. So wallpaper had returned like a few years ago, but it's become fully mainstream at this point. Yeah. I think it's almost to the tipping point where it's going to be too mainstream that it won't feel exclusive anymore.
Yeah.
But you can get wallpaper anywhere and it really jazzes up a room. I love it.
I've had buyers like send me pictures like when we're looking through houses and they're like, if a house has wallpaper in it, they're like, this is the one I want. And I've had multiple conversations that, look, you can install your own wallpaper. Do not make a decision about the house just because it's already there. You can do that yourself.
Yeah, totally. The last thing we saw was pools were not as in high demand as they were in 2020, from 2020 to 2022.
Yeah.
During COVID times, it was like a pool or nothing.
Yep.
I don't think I had any buyers who necessarily had to have a pool this year.
Yep.
Did you?
No. Actually, yes, one.
Okay.
But definitely not just a pool. Like if the yard was just the pool, that wouldn't be good enough. So it was not like the main focal point anymore.
Yeah.
And now our predictions for 2024. And nobody has a glass ball to like know exactly what's going to happen, but we've done our research and this is what well-informed people are anticipating.
Yeah.
So interest rates. Expecting interest rates to continue to go down. They're predicted to be in the 6s in the spring. So that'll be good for our buyers. Now,
I think people are going to be super excited about that.
Yes.
I think people are going to get hyped at the beginning of the year.
Yes. And there's going to be a lot of buyers that will then enter back into the market. So that will shift our currently like neutral to even leaning towards buyer market, most likely back to a seller's market.
Yeah.
But
maybe just tipping the scale a little bit to a seller's, not as crazy as 2020.
I definitely don't think we're going to see the COVID era craze market. I think it's just going to be definitely leaning towards seller, but hopefully still a little bit of room.
Yeah.
So with the interest rates going down, we expect to see mortgage applications go up. We already saw that a little bit with the mortgage rates ticking back into the low 7s. The mortgage applications went up. And for pricing, I think in Dallas, like the Metroplex, that prices will continue to appreciate. Not at the COVID era rates that we saw, but closer to like a normal 3% year over year.
3 or 4%. Yeah. I think we'll see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because like there's not a lot of inventory.
Inventory continues to be a problem. Even this year, inventory was a problem.
Yeah.
So we just saw it wasn't so much that, we were seeing a lot of homes negotiating down and it being a complete buyer's market. We were just seeing a lot of non-activity in the market because of where the inventory and the rates were.
Yeah, it was a little slow.
Yep. And then design trends for 2024.
I think we're going to see more maximalism.
Mm-hmm.
Maximalism is coming back. Nobody wants like a white, empty, blank, minimalist kitchen anymore. We're going to see a lot of color, even more wallpaper. I think we're going to see more traditional styles in construction. I think we'll see traditional, whereas we've been seeing a lot of like modern. I think we'll go back to like brick and traditional. I'm hoping that we will, because I love traditional.
Mm-hmm. I like transitional. I like the in between.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could definitely see it shifting more because it's been very modern. I feel like for a while.
And people are really like interested in, I'm starting to see a trend of people being interested in things that have a story, that have character. So I think we'll see people start, like, maybe not every piece of furniture is like from a big box store. I think we'll see people like going to thrift stores more, going to finding antiques and adding that into their home. We're already seeing Round Top become, like, for the past couple of years, like, really make a name for itself on the map, like not just a Texas thing. Like people are coming in from all over to go to Round Top. So I think that we're going to see a shift back into people buying antique furniture and adding that in.
Yeah. And I think the trend towards sustainability is really there too. So part of that reuse fits into that sustainability.
Yeah. People are looking for like natural, like homey feel, like vibe. Just because, again, we're still spending a lot more time in our homes than we used to in the post-COVID era.
Yep.
So anyway, well, that's our episode about recap and predictions for 2024. Happy New Year. We cannot wait to get started on the 2024 market. We're super excited. If you need to buy or sell, please call us.
Thanks for listening.
And I'll be cleaning up bottles with you on New Year's Day. So hold on to the memories. They will hold on to you. Hold on to the Oh, hey, Melissa. What's up?
Hey.